Good morning, everyone. I'm Judy, and welcome to Judy's Crafts and Stuff. Now, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you would smash that subscribe button down below in the description box, or somewhere near the description box. Today I'm crocheting a dishcloth, and I'm using what is called the Chicago stitch. This stitch was first brought to my attention, or I first found it, in this really old book. This book was found by my mom at a yard sale or an estate sale, and she was so excited when she found it. I was never able to figure out what the name of the book was, or really anything about the book, because the cover was missing. But the only really clues to me was that the women in the book didn't seem to be wearing bras. And so I researched that and found that the bra was invented in 1914. So I figured that this book was made around that era or somewhere near it, before it, maybe a little bit after it. And indeed, it turns out this book was printed originally in 1916. And the other clue was that there was a lot of mention of Columbia yarns. Now, I remember working with Columbia yarn back in maybe the 1970s, and my favorite kind of worsted yarn was called Columbia Minerva yarn. And I haven't seen that around in a really long time. So anyway, I started researching and trying to find out what exactly this book was. And I found something on Amazon. Of course, where else? The Columbia Book of Yarns. Now, this book was recompiled by Anna Shoemaker. I don't know if Anna Shoemaker was the original person that did the book, actually. And it's for sale on Amazon for $12.73. Now, sometimes the price will go down. The day that I bought it for $12.73, earlier in that day it had been $5.41. Today it's $8.40 the day I'm recording this video. I don't know how come the price changes so much, but maybe they put it down when nobody's bought it for a while and bring it back up again when somebody buys it, because they think a whole slew of people are going to come in and buy it. The page numbers in this recompilation are not the same as my original book, and there may be some pages missing, but it's a very interesting book. And the patterns are quite old, as you will see. I'll show you some of them. Here is one for baby bonnets, crocheted. Very old kind of baby bonnet. Here is a hat. Imagine wearing that kind of a hat these days, called a tam o'shanter. I haven't seen anybody wear that kind of a hat in a really long, well, I've never seen anybody wear that kind of a hat. There are knitting and crochet patterns for women, men, and even some unusual patterns, like a device, like a cover for a heating pad, a device for hanging safety pins, a skating bag for holding your roller skates or your ice skates. Here's a device for holding safety pins. Here's a romper set for a doll. Now, again, I don't know if all these patterns are included in the Columbia Book of Yarns recompilation book. But believe it or not, there's a free copy online at archive.com or archive.org, and I put the link to that down in the description box below. At that site, it says that books printed before 1927 are available for free download. And of course, there are a lot of things in the archive that you can pay to download as well. But anyway, I put a link to that down in the description below. And I've put a link to the Amazon sales page for this book. Now, I have a surprise for you guys. I am going to give away a copy of this book because I bought two copies. one to keep for myself and one to give away. The only thing about this book, the other thing I want to mention is the print is very small. So for me, in order to read this book, I have to have my reading glasses plus a magnifying glass. But the patterns are very, very fun. And there, of course, there are hats and shawls, and there's some filet crochet, knitting, sweaters, things that would have been around in 1916. Back then, I think they knitted a lot of clothes because I don't think they did a lot of sewing with fabric back then. Or at least that's my thought. Maybe they did. Maybe they had cotton. Oh, yeah, and flour sack bags. That's where they got a lot of cotton from. I've been crocheting a dishcloth made with the Chicago stitch. And I didn't find the Chicago stitch in this recompilation of the book. And the page numbers are all different. But I will show you a copy of that listing for the Chicago stitch in the original book that I have at the end of this video. But this is the Chicago stitch, which is single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. In other words, single crochet in one stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. I've also seen versions where it's single crochet and double crochet in one stitch, and then skip a stitch, and then single crochet and double crochet. But that's probably called something different than Chicago stitch. So anyway, I have sorry to get off subject. I have a giveaway for the recompilation book. And let's use a color for the keyword. How about yellow? If you put the word yellow in your message, I will enter you into the drawing for winning the book. I am no longer going to use the YouTube random comment picker because there is a glitch in that the last giveaway that I had, it used a thumbnail from the scroll of names showing somebody else's name as the thumbnail than the person who was the actual winner. And I don't want to do that again. So I will put your name on a piece of paper, put them in a bucket or some kind of a bowl, and do a drawing. I will ascribe a number to each entry, to each name, and keep a list of the names and what your number was. And that is the way we will pick the winner for this giveaway. It will begin on today, and it will end on Monday, the 30th of January. I think that's it, at 10 a.m. So that will end Monday, the 30th of January at 10 a.m. And at that point in time, I will ask the winner to send me an email. I will send you back a keyword that you can edit your original comment to put the keyword in your comment. And then I will get your address and mail the book to you. I do go to the post office on Tuesdays and Fridays at this point in time. So it would be really great if you could get to me by later on Monday, the 30th of January, if you are the winner, so that I can mail your book on the next day. So anyway, thank you all for watching, for taking the time out to watch me, and I will see you on my next video. In this old book, on page 144, Detailed Stitches of Sweaters, Chicago Stitch. Chain the length desired. In the second stitch of the chain, work one single crochet one time, or one double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next, repeat. So that's the stitch that has been popular for several years, and it's had different names, but in this book they called it the Chicago stitch.